My name is Jeff Dawson. I'm the author of Love's True Second Chance. This is a true story of two people who dated in high school and then reunited 30 years later. When we got back together in January of 2009, I knew Debbie had breast cancer. She had finished her chemotherapy and was on the tail end of radiation treatment. I didn't realize how breast cancer would affect our relationship. I wasn't worried about it at the time. I just wanted to see if there was anything left over from what we had started so many years ago. We were given 7 months together before she passed away. But that's not what the story is about, and that's not what my speech is about. My speech is about the love that we shared spanning 30 years, especially the last 7 months when we got to finish, as Debbie said, what we had started so many years ago. One of the most defining moments of our relationship was the day that we decided to make love. I had told Debbie when we got back together that wasn't important. That's not what this was about. This was about spending time with she and her girls. Yes, I knew she had breast cancer. And I really didn't think much about it since I had lost a partner and my father to different forms of cancer. But this was a whole different ballgame. Men don't think about the consequences of a woman going through a mastectomy. And it sure didn't dawn on me what I was about to enter into until that day. We went into her bedroom and I asked Debbie if she'd like me to turn off the light, and she said no. And it really didn't occur to me why for a few fleeting seconds, and then it hit me like a ton of bricks. I haven't seen her with her shirt off. She wants to see my reaction. And man, this is a defining moment in a relationship. And that's not what we fell in love over. When she removed her shirt, she had tears running down her face. It didn't bother me. Yes, she has a scar where her right breast used to be. And I kissed that area as gently as I could. And I looked into her eyes, dried off the tears, and said, Debbie, I love you for who you are, not what you've lost. And this is what I concentrate on the speech is if you are only attracted to a woman for her physical features, then you haven't gone deep enough. There's more to it. Yes, it affects their physical makeup, but it really affects their mental makeup. I could see it in her eyes. She was scared to death that I would be repulsed at the sight of this scar. I wasn't. We all have scars. But when a woman loses a breast, this is a mental issue that men, we can't understand. They really believe they have lost some of their womanhood, and they haven't. Not at all. And if that's what causes a relationship to disintegrate, then you fell in love for the wrong reasons. And I believe this was in March of 2009 when this occurred. Debbie would pass in July of the same year. But her physical appearance wasn't what I fell in love with. And man, that's what we should focus on. Yes, it's nice to be in a relationship, married to an attractive woman. But if she goes through one of these surgeries or has a double mastectomy, how will you feel about her? I've been on several radio shows where I have offered up that question to the hosts, and one was a female and they couldn't respond. One was a couple and they couldn't respond because they'd never thought about it. You know, Kaylee McEnany, she made it very clear, just like Christina Applegate, that they had a double mastectomy. and they had reconstructive surgery. Debbie didn't have reconstructive surgery. If she would have, that'd have been fine. If she didn't, that was fine. And that's what this story and speech is about, is loving the person for who they are and not what they've lost. How many great stories have we seen of amputees, whether they're male or female, that have entered into lasting relationships because their partner loved them for who they were and not what they've lost? This to me is a very powerful message that gets lost in all the noise today. And I hope you will ask me to come and speak in front of your group and talk about this beautiful relationship that I had with Debbie Beck Larson. Even though it was only 7 months, it was the most wonderful relationship I've ever been involved in. And the real kicker to the whole deal is, if we had it to do again and knowing the same result would occur, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Again, my name is Jeff Dawson, author of Love's True Second Chance. You can contact me at jdawson41@netzero.net so we can set up an appointment and I can come and speak of my experience with this devastating disease that takes the lives of 35,000 women a year. I hope no one ever has to go through this, and that's why I'm sharing our story. Thank you.